I'm very excited to show you BSV Browser that is now available on iOS and Android devices. It is a Web3 browser, which means that you can enable Web3 mode by creating a wallet locally on device. So all the storage of the transactions, keys, UTXOs, everything is on device. So you can create a new wallet or you can import from existing. We're going to create a new wallet, and there's a number of options here. You got your 12 words, you can just copy them, or you can print the recovery shares, which takes 3 slices of the key using a Shamir secret sharing scheme. Allows you to print that off to paper. We now have a wallet menu. So any transactions we've made or accepted, we can make payments using a message box. So we can look people up. For example, I'm going to look up Siggy here. We can see that Siggy is available. So we have identity-based lookups. And we obviously support legacy bridge as well. So this is like your standard QR payments. It's just an address that you copy and send to someone. You can send people payments like this. You can scan their QR code. You can receive. If you want to do identity-based payments, you can either copy to clipboard if you're remote, or you can show someone your identity key and they can scan it, and they would scan that using the payments dialog here. So the QR code payments there. If we go into the settings menu, you can see that we support 3 networks now: mainnet, testnet, and TerraTest, which is the Terranode only network we use for testing out the future network topology. So Trust Network allows you to add public keys that you trust, so that when you see certificates from third parties signed by these public keys, your interface will trust the information that those entities have signed. So the way we've done it here is really just a priority system. So if you don't trust social cert, you can delete that and add your own. So I'll just give you an example of what that looks like. We have a new one called Who I Am. That will just look up the public key credentials. And you can change the priority here if you want to put that at the top. So it's important to note that this wallet is for casual amounts of BSV, not life savings. So the idea is that the only copy of transactions and derivation data is on this device. That's for privacy purposes. It means that really, if your phone is lost, the money associated with the keys and the transactions on that phone are also lost. So you wouldn't put an infinite amount of money in your cash wallet, you know, your paper US dollars or whatever your local currency is, and this should be treated in the same way. So you put a, $20 worth of BSV on this device and no more, whatever you're willing to lose if you're mugged or whatnot. So you can also import wallet data if you have exported it previously and perhaps you got a new phone or something. That's how you would transfer the data from one phone to the next. And you can log out. So I do want to show you logging out, come to think of it. Let me just get a wallet that I have saved previously. We're going to log out here, and I'll show you what it looks like to enable Web3 from an existing wallet. So we can either paste our mnemonic in here, which I suppose would look something like this, and import wallet, or we can do the very fun backup method, which is scanning from backup shares. So I've got a piece of paper in front of me now, which is a backup share. So it's scanned one. I'm going to scan the other side, and it's as easy as that. I now should have some funds available. Here are some funds I imported earlier. I do want to show you how payments can be conducted using the paper wallet as well. So if you have someone else's paper wallet, or you just like to offload some funds onto your paper wallet, you can send them by scanning the identity key at the top of the paper wallet. Any of the shares have the identity key. So that's what this looks like. And then you'd have pending incoming payments if the payments were to you. You can do this remotely or in person. It works for both of those. I also want to show you what legacy bridge can do. So I want to have a new address for each day so that there aren't thousands of addresses that I'm going to lose. But for example, maybe I sent someone an address a couple of days ago and they only make the payment today. I should be able to go back through my history of addresses. So we're using unique keys for privacy purposes, but we never lose these keys. We can always rederive them from the derivation data. So you can see there's a payment that has now been ingested associated with that transaction, and there was one ingested earlier. So you can see some of these addresses have nothing associated. Yeah, that's what the legacy bridge looks like. Oh, and internalizing this incoming payment is as simple as pressing this button, and the payment has been internalized. So let's take a look at what transactions look like. Here are transactions from all sorts of apps. You can kind of see their varying statuses. Most of these are confirmed. Let me see if I can find the most recent ones. Oh, I guess there may have been oh, there we go, accepted. Down here, the order is a little messed up right now because older transactions did not have timestamps, and these ones do. So these have been accepted, and we can go and take a look at what's on chain with a click of a button to see what those look like. So you can log into any web app that uses the BRC100 interface using a simple press of a button like that, and some of them are automatic. This is the future we imagine. Being able to import or deposit BSV with a simple prompt like this, and the payment is going straight to your exchange balance. Metanet apps is a good option for your homepage. That's what I'd recommend, because all of these apps are BRC100 compliant. So Z-Vibe music streaming. This is a really cool application that uses payment channels, which allows you to listen to these songs and open a payment channel, which is a multi-sig output, which then settles once you finish listening. So we're paying per chunk of this song. And once we stop, it will close that payment channel in the background. So we're going to issue golf tokens. Yep, we're going to pay for that. We'll send it to the overlay, which makes sure that they're all valid. And then we can take a look at our balance of golf tokens. We can choose to burn a couple. You can see that there's sort of protection built in. So if any app tried to burn, this would pop up saying, hey, wait a second, they want to see golf tokens. Okay, they want to burn 1,726. Do you agree to that? And here's what it's going to cost you. So there are little protections built in, and this is all modular. So any given token could have its own sort of module controlling the various things that you can do with that token. So we can get more complex interactions, all controlled by the users themselves. This Terragun is very cool. It's already connected. So it's going to charge us for 1,000 pack. There we go. And we're firing 1,000 transactions. For more support, you can go to mobile.bsbb.tech/support.html. That will give you this guide where you can go through all these sections: getting started, browsing, wallet and payments, backup and recovery. It'll really handhold you through the whole process of getting your Web3 wallet set up and secured, and how to navigate the menu and generally make use of this new browser. Welcome to the future.